Construction. Angkor Wat was commissioned by the Khmer king Suryavarman II, ruled 1113 c. 1150, in the early 12th century in Yasodharapura, present-day Angkor, the capital of the Khmer Empire. The construction of the temple commenced in 1122 CE and was completed in 1150 CE. The temple complex was constructed on the suggestion of Divkarapada, 1040 c. 1120. The temple was dedicated to Hindu god Vishnu and the original religious motifs were derived from Hinduism. It was built as the king's state temple in the capital city. While there are no foundation stela or any contemporary inscriptions referring to the temple's name that have been found, its original name is unknown and it may have been known as Vravaloka after the presiding deity. The work on the temple ceased after the king's death, leaving some of the bas-relief decoration unfinished. Buddhist Temple. In 1177, approximately 27 years after the death of Suryavarman II, Angkor was sacked by the Khams, the traditional enemies of the Khmer. Thereafter, the Khmer Empire was restored by Jayavarman VII, who established a new capital at Angkor Thom and the Bayon as the state temple, situated to the north. The temple was dedicated to Buddhism as the king's wife Indrativi was a devout Mahayana Buddhist who encouraged him to convert. Angkor Wat was therefore also gradually converted into a Buddhist site with many Hindu sculptures replaced by Buddhist art. After the transformation from a Hindu center of worship to Buddhism towards the end of the 12th century, Angkor Wat continues to be a Buddhist center till the present day. Historical records show that Chinese envoy Zhou Daguan and traveler Jing He visited the Angkor Wat in the 13-14th centuries. Jing He studied the temple architecture which was later incorporated in the Dabaoan Temple and Galist Pagoda. Angkor Wat is unusual among the Angkor temples in that although it was largely neglected after the 16th century, it was never completely abandoned. 14 inscriptions dated from the 17th century, discovered in the Angkor area, state that Japanese Buddhist pilgrims had established small settlements alongside Khmer locals. The inscription also tells of Ukande Ukazafusa, who celebrated the Khmer New Year at Angkor Wat in 1632. European rediscovery. The first Western visitor to the temple was Antonio de Madalena, a Portuguese friar who visited in 1586 and said that it is of such extraordinary construction that it is not possible to describe it with a pen, particularly since it is like no other building in the world. It has towers and decoration and all the refinements which the human genius can conceive of. In 1860, the temple was effectively rediscovered by French naturalist and explorer Henri Mouhot with the help of French missionary Father Charles-Émile Boulevos. Mouhot popularized the site in the West through the publication of travel notes, in which he wrote, "One of these temples, a rival to that of Solomon, and erected by some ancient Michelangelo, might take an honorable place beside our most beautiful buildings. It is grander than anything left to us by Greece or Rome, and presents a sad contrast to the state of barbarism in which the nation is now plunged." Mouhot's work was published posthumously in 1864 through the Royal Geographical Society with descriptions of Angkor under the title Travels in the Central Parts of Indochina, Siam, Cambodia and Laos. In 1861, German anthropologist Adolf Bastian undertook a 4-year trip to Southeast Asia and his account of this trip, titled The People of East Asia, ran to 6 volumes and was published in 1868. The books detailed the Angkor monuments but lacked drawings of the Angkorian sites. France adopted Cambodia as a protectorate on August 11, 1863, partly due to the artistic legacy of Angkor Wat and other Khmer monuments in the Angkor region, and invaded Siam. This quickly led to Cambodia reclaiming lands in the northwestern corner of the country, including Siem Reap, Battambang, and Sisophon, which were under Siamese rule from 1795 to 1907. Following excavations at the site, there were no ordinary dwellings or houses or other signs of settlement such as cooking utensils, weapons, or items of clothing usually found at ancient sites.